On Wednesday, Harry reappeared in the witness stand for day 3 of his court fight involving Associated Newspapers Limited, owners of the Daily Mail. What was intended as a grave historic instance in his war on unlawful data collection rapidly morphed into something quite different: a seminar in chosen recollection, emotional displays, and claims that simply did not always align with the truth. During his testimony, Harry grew emotional several times whilst recounting the pain of private data regarding himself and Meghan Markle going public. Weeping, shaking tone, stage pauses, the complete acting suite. However, audiences inevitably noted one tiny problem. Most of what he discussed held very little relevance to the current lawsuit, which concerns occurrences from 15 to 20 years past. So why pull Meghan into matters again and again and again? Matters became intriguing when A&L's attorney Anthony White KC introduced the topic of a Facebook profile named Mr. Mischief. Per Mr. White, that account was utilised to contact Mail on Sunday reporter Charlotte Griffiths, someone who purportedly moved in Harry's social groups. He implied that friendly texts and perhaps phone numbers were swapped. Harry's reply: complete denial. He maintained he never used the name Mr. Mischief and had no clue whether he had messaged Griffiths. No memory, no awareness, nothing to observe here. Convenient, yes? When Mr. White proposed, Harry knew his social sphere was leaky. Harry rejected that immediately. My social spheres were not leaky. Perfectly clear. No leaks, no insiders, no betrayals, just mysterious data appearing from nowhere. Right. During the proceedings, Harry relied heavily on his usual emotional arsenal. My mother passed. My family failed me. My spouse suffered. The media destroyed everything. He reportedly appeared drained and sleep-deprived, potentially unsettled by being summoned to testify sooner than anticipated. He even debated with the justice more than once, not precisely the conduct of someone composed and assured in their lawsuit. To observers, it appeared less like power and more like despair. Behind the weeping, there appeared to be genuine dread of losing the suit, dread of harming his image, dread of what it might signify for his matrimony and other legal fights. When stress increases, Harry does not double down on facts. He doubles down on emotions. Harry's total lawsuit depends on the view that awkward tales and pictures were found illegally, that his privacy was broken, that nothing came from folks near him. But many of his most known moments occurred in public: wild revelry, rude conduct, nude Vegas photos, drunken nights in bars, careless gags. None of that needed hacking. It needed Harry showing up and doing it. And yes, some of it surely came from his non-leaky social group. Data being leaked does not mean it never happened. More and more, this court case looks less like a hunt for justice and more like a giant public relations push. Harry knows how stories run. He has used the press himself for years to fix scores, strike family members, and redo history. He knows exactly how simple it is to form public opinion. That is why Diana is cited. That is why Meghan is front and centre. That is why the institution is blamed. Every emotional card is played, not to mend journalism, to mend his image. British journalists were not impressed. Tom Peake of The Times described how Harry evaded direct answers, labelled evidence disgusting, and argued instead of responding. At one point, the justice had to remind him that witnesses are supposed to reply to questions, not debate attorneys. Peake also noted Harry's theatrical stops, dramatic stares, and carefully timed tears, especially at the end when such moments are usually rehearsed. In other words, performance over proof. By the close of his testimony, Harry had discussed everything except the main item: clear, solid proof. He blamed the press for his drinking, his relationships, his errors, his misery, and even his marriage. Nothing is ever his fault. Duty is always outsourced. He claims he does not want his life commercialized while starring in documentaries, publishing memoirs, and living on social media highlights. The contradictions are endless.